Hello everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 91 of Direwolf20's Enigmatica 2 Expert Mode series, where I am pretty sure I've crafted everything I need to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to build a 9x9 extreme reactor, right? / big reactor. That's the gist of what we're going to do. And you know what? It's about time that I do something that I've been holding off doing. Not for any particular reason other than, like, you know, perks. Where's that perk? There's totally a perk that makes it so that, oh, look at all these cool things. So many perks. So many perks to get. Mining speed, tunneling. There's a perk that makes it so that I can dig with my shovel, and it works like a pick. I can dig with my pickaxe, and it works like a shovel. I just need to find it. Where would that be? That grants additional perk points, so that's cool. Oh, +2 added to maximum life. That's a thing. Yeah. Yeah, there's so many perks. A pickaxe can be used instead of an axe or a shovel. Yes, that's what I want. So I guess to get there, we just need to do +1 mining speed. Whoosh. And then that. Well, that was easy enough. When we have a lot of perk points left. We have 15 left up here. Oh, look at this. There's a search bar up here. Oh, look at that. That is awesome. You can search for the word pick, and it circles in red. That is cool. I could have used that about 5 seconds ago. Anyway, let's call this the center. Wow, look at that. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Neat. Wow, that is like almost too efficient. It's hard to control. That's awesome. I like it. So I'm building a 9x9 reactor, essentially, right? It's a 7x7 internal, but it's going to be a 9x9 external. And what I'm doing today is getting extreme reactors up and running for the express purpose of making plutonium, right? So our goals are to make plutonium, right? Middle click. Boop. Now tell me, are you invalid block? Correct. Thought so. I thought like wands worked on you, but maybe you are in fact tile entities. Unbreakable wand. Hey, I happen to have one, so why not? So where was I? Yes. So the point is, did you work? You do. So these wands can work on tile entities. That's interesting. So that's one layer, and then we want, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 height, right? So we learned last episode. Is there? I don't know what hotkey this would be. We learned last episode that we need a lot. And I mean a lot, by way of plutonium production. It's going to take us a while to get all the components that we need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That looks good, right? So to get there, one of the first things we're going to have to make... Oh, is it? Oh, it is. Hold on, everybody. Nobody panic. Tonight, horologium will be in the air. Nobody panic, but I want that. I wanna empower some stuff with horologium. Get me my horologium book, the one that has things in it. I'm like, why is it dark? I just slept through the night right before I started recording. Oh, it's dark because eclipse, which means horologium will be in the sky tonight. Which means, you know, all these crystals that we spent a lot of time working towards. Yeah, we're gonna put them to use today. They've been sitting here waiting for an eclipse. Let's get 6. Does 6 sound like a good number, or 8? 8 sounds like a good number. Or should we just do an even 10, right? We can get 10 horologiums. That would be cool. Yes. So tonight, don't let me forget, horologium. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. I'm excited about that, can you tell? So yeah, we looked at the plutonium recipe last episode, and we all about had a heart attack, right? Because plutonium blocks are the only way you can get plutonium, which is needed to get into any decent amount of draconic evolution, right? So this is the only way you get plutonium, is through plutonium blocks. That's it. And the plutonium block can be crafted using cyanite, which you get by running uranium through a big reactor, right? So we have to do extreme reactors to get the cyanite blocks. We know how to make empowered chrysalis. We know how to get blocks of infused metal. We know how to get blocks of cobalt. The other thing we're going to need is tiny piles of plutonium, which we decided we're going to do through NuclearCraft rather than going through IndustrialCraft 2. Because I've only ever done a fission reactor with NuclearCraft once before, and that was on the Modern Skyblock series. So I kind of want to do it again and see how it goes. So we're going to do that, so that's how we're going to get plutonium, right? Yes, do the thing. So with that said, right, now we just need a bunch of fuel rods down here. And you, sir, and then can you guys do this? And that should be the exact amount of fuel rods that I need. Beautiful. And then a 7x7 of, whoops. Can I vein mine you? Oh, good, I can. That. Okay. And then we're going to want a controller in place. Oh, which, by the way, was a pretty complicated craft, so I didn't actually make it. Well, I mean, I made it, but I left it in here. To make the reactor controller, we needed fission reactor casings, which I went ahead and taught to the auto-crafting, because we're going to need that, I presume, for NuclearCraft fission, and a fission controller, and a nuclear reactor, and uranium plates, and large lead plates. So most of that stuff my system knows how to make at this point, right? So you're going to go here. Quest complete. Extreme reactors. Yay! You can have the flux dude. Did I make a flux dude? I may or may not have made a flux dude. You can have this, because I don't think I need you anymore. And then you can very quickly make a flux dude. Cool. And I'll hang on to them just in case. Reactor casing core. I don't even know why I have one of those on me. That's like a intermediate crafting step. Whatever. Right. So we'll put the flux dude back here. And you're a valid reactor now, but that's okay. We're not actually going to leave you valid. We're going to break things so that we can do that and that. And then I have to remember how to flip you to an output slot, because that's basically what I need to do. Output mode. Yes. So you're going to be Yellorium in, and the other guy is going to be cyanite out, right? So uranium, I believe we just pop this dude right in here. And then you've got, wow, you don't have a lot of fuel. Well, I mean, you have a lot of fuel. You just didn't get a lot of fuel from that. Good times. Let's just do a bunch of this. Now, knowing that we're going to need uranium for other things as well, we want to be a little bit cautious about this and not overdo it, right? Wow, that's a lot. That thing holds a lot. I mean, to be fair, it's a very large reactor that's very inefficient, because the purpose of it is 110%. All I care about is making cyanite, not having an efficient RF production. And my understanding of this mod is such that... cool, so you've got that going. So let's get a crate and a pipe now. My understanding of this mod is that the... less efficient you are, right, the more you're going to burn yellorium or uranium into what we're trying to make, which is cyanite, right? So you're going to be extract, and you're going to be insert, and you're going to be the output of waste. So if I turn this dude on, look at the internal heat core. It's really high. And he's just, you know, producing tons of energy. And right now it's wasting it, right? But we're producing 120,000 RF a tick. Not a bad number, right? But we're burning up fuel pretty quickly. I think this is a good way to go. Yeah, look, we've already produced a healthy amount of cyanite. So that's cool. So we've got cyanite production going on right now. My understanding is that we'll get, according to the reactor planner tool, I want to say that we use up 2.5 No, that doesn't sound right. I don't know. I don't know what we're getting. But we're using lots of cyanite. And that's cool. Or we're getting lots of cyanite, so that's cool. So uranium to cyanite production is a go, right? It's a go. How cool is that? And I guess what I could do is get a flux plug on the generators network, because you're going to want to send power. Right? Our generators are like, this thing is full, right? So we don't need power at this point. And you're super inefficient, and that's the point, is you're meant to be super inefficient. And that's cool, right? So we'll turn the reactor off for now. We've produced, you know, enough cyanite to proof of concept it. And look, now it's horologium time, because we can tick accelerate blocks with this ritual. And I 100% want to have like a bunch of celestial crystals for this. Okay, boop. So you go into the offhand buster, and we shouldn't need too many of these because I think it's only like 4 points of constellation, right? There it is. Horologium's in the sky. All right, so psst, do the thing. Psst, do the thing. Right there. I can see it. It's literally right there. So maybe... There you are. What's up? So now we should be able to get a bunch of these crystals. So anytime we want to tick accelerate something, we can make a ritual to do it. Because that's what this crystal does. It's a tick acceleration ritual. So all blocks in an area, in a radius, will be tick accelerated. Yes. Yes. So at some point soon, we're going to need a tick accelerator, right? And I really hope this works. So anything that's already tuned to horologium should probably go in some kind of crate. So like already horologium set, right? So tuned to horologium. And remember, this constellation is only in the sky once every 30-something days. So like that's why I'm interrupting whatever I'm working on right now, horologium, to do this. Because like when it shows up, you want to take advantage of it. It's always the night after a solar eclipse. So solar eclipse happens, you know horologium's going to be in the sky at night, so that's when you want to search for it with a telescope, which we already did a couple episodes ago, and now we're ready to attune our crystals to it. And I'm just going to get a bunch because A, I like tick accelerators, and B, you know, you can only do this once every 30 in-game days. So, like, when it shows up, do it, right? Like, that's the deal. So I'm gonna tune the rest of these crystals off camera real quick here. Shouldn't take too much longer, right? And then we'll be right back to get back to reactors and fission and all that fun stuff. All right, so I'm just kind of curious. We've tried tick accelerating these things before, and I'm not sure if the horologium ritual can do it, but it's worth a try, right? You think it's worth a try? Where's my copy-paste gadget? Where's my ritual altar copy-paste? What do you got in there right now? Is that the ritual altar? No, that's the thing that boosts the ritual, right? We want the ritual altar. Let's see, ritual altar. That's what we want. Load that guy up. Boom. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. All right. Let's get like a bunch of different kinds of marble. What else do you need on here, buddy? You need just the blocks. And then you're cool? Oh, you need one of these as well. Okay. And then we'll also want a ritual pedestal, which needs a bucket of starlight and 2 gold. So let's get those guys. Right. And we'll just use one of the junky celestial crystals that we don't care about for this craft. And you should be cool. Okay, so alter doohickey. Let's see. Ritual pedestal. You. Cool. And I think my resonating wand I put away in here earlier when I was just doing stuff. Do you still have enough resources? You do. All right, cool. So then we can build this thing, and we'll see if it tick accelerates. I don't know if it will or not. It may not. We'll find out, I guess. Let's make it nighttime. Okay, and we'll see what happens. So what I'm going to do, basically, okay, is put away this junk that we got going on here. You're going to paste, reset this dude to where you want to be. Like, that seems like a good enough place, right? Or do we want to move that over one? Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Okay. And without accelerating the thing too much, right, what we're going to do is we're not going to grab this. We're not going to do something like that, right? All we're going to do is get this guy going. And that may or may not work. I guess. It's possible. Now, I've experienced in the past when messing with this, right? And we can test this out with like a vanilla furnace, right? So like, let's make ourselves one of those real quick. And if we get coal and like, I don't care, wood, right? It doesn't matter, right? Like, we're way over here, far, far, far away from the ritual's range, right? That's the speed of a regular furnace. Okay. So that ain't bad. Right, then we're going to come over to here. And we're going to see... I don't know that there's any visual artifacts that occur to let you know a block is being tick accelerated. Right? But I've also noticed that it takes this guy a few minutes to kind of look around and find the tick acceleration, right? Like, it has to find blocks to tick accelerate on. So let's give it a few minutes and see if it eventually finds this guy, right? So we'll let the furnace just chill and do its thing. Cool. Be right back. All right, guys. So I decided to go for broke and make the collector crystal, because why not? I'm just hoping it'll work at this point. So you collect starlight from horologium. So we'll do a quick night reset, right? And then we want the linking tool. So the link might be in here. Yeah, there he is. Cool. And this is the one I always forget and I always mess up. But I think... Is this the one that has to be a block space between the crystal? Yes, that looks like one block space, right? That's looking good. Linked. Cool. Oh, hey, look, it is doing a particle effectness. Look at that. Look, particle effects. Woohoo! Look at that. That's cool. All right, so if I drop this guy in there, look how much faster the vanilla furnace is. Nice, and that's without any reflecting lens dudes. Should we reflect? Should we? Should we try it? All right, lens. We need some lenses. 5 lenses, presumably. I just want to try this and see how good it is. I'm not sure that we're going to be able to use it, like, right now, but I'm hoping maybe we can. All right, so I need these 5 lenses, which are good lenses. They're good lenses, guys. And hopefully I can, you know, place things. Cool. And hopefully you don't try and, like, reflect out directly where the thing is right now, because that would be super annoying, like it happened last time. Right up to here. I'm just curious as to how good this thing gets. Are you doing the thing I don't want you to do? You're like, you're teasing me right now is what's happening. Because you're like right next to where I don't want you to be. Hey, look, we're starting to see the pattern thing on the ground. That's nice. All right, horologium. You are maxed out power as far as I know. Cool. So that, let's see how fast you smelt now. Dude, that's a noticeable tick acceleration. Dudes, that's a vanilla furnace. Go compare that to the video from like 10 seconds ago. That is noticeable. All right, and that just affects all machines in an area. So it definitely puts sparkles around whatever machine it's affecting at the moment, right? The problem is it's definitely not affecting this guy. I was kind of hoping that it would, because that would be awesome, right? So I think what we'll do is we'll probably just turn you off with a lever right now. And that shuts the whole thing down, right? Which is fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's good, right? That might not be the best place to put the lever, by the way. Right. All right. So that's off, and then that's on, right? For now, that's kind of cool. Redstone signal on. Redstone signal off. That means you can run again, buddy. Psst. Huh, that's funny. Interesting. Isn't that what I did, you know, previously? I don't know. It's all good. Long story short, we don't want to actually run this thing here right now, because it's not... We don't need to, you know, take accelerate a furnace that's sitting right here. But in the future, that might be something that we deem useful. I wish I knew what the range of this was. That's the real question, right? Like, basically, we'd have to put down furnaces extending from this and just map out its range. But that's the reason I wanted to get horologium. Like, that's really cool. Like, super duper cool. So what I'm going to do... basically get rid of all this. Because that was just a test to see if horologium could work on environmental tech, which clearly the answer is no, it cannot, which is fine. But now we know that it cannot. Cool. Much better. Much better. So I'm going to put this stuff away, and then when we get to a point that we actually want to tick accelerate something, hintity hint hint, we have access to it, right? And that's cool. That is super cool. All right, back in a sec. Let me clean up this stuff. That was all just like a test, kind of like an on-screen test as to how things would work out. And unfortunately, it didn't work on environmental tech, but we do now at least know what the tick acceleration speed looks like for a tick accelerated machine, courtesy of Astral. So, by the way, just a quick note, I checked the GitHub for environmental tech, and there's a post where the mod author basically says he purposely disabled tick acceleration on environmental tech machines. So, it is what it is. It's all right. We will still have a lot of fun with tick accelerating rituals on other things in the future, just as an FYI. So now I think what we probably want to do is look at fission reactors from NuclearCraft, right? So we got our extreme reactors taken care of, and I don't think there's an extreme reactor chapter. But we do want to do NuclearCraft's fission reactors, right? So there's nuclear furnace, and then there's fission fuels, and then there's fission controller, right? So let's see. So we need a fission controller. And I'm going to go like look up NuclearCraft fission reactors so that we have an idea of how to start building this thing. Alright guys, so I'm trying to wrap my head around this mod a little bit, and my goal is to like get like a quick and dirty reactor up and running, and I hope that I can. I think, I hope, maybe, possibly. So first things first. I got a stack of fission reactor casings and fission controllers. Basically the way it works is it's a cube or a square multi-block, right? And the bigger you make it, the more stuff you can put inside. And you can put in 3 types of blocks, from what I gather, right? So there's fuel cells or reactor cells, right? We're going to want some of those. So that's block type 1. I'm going to get 8 of those. Reactor cells times 8. Okay, and I'm auto-crafting whatever I can. So those are basically what the fuel goes into, and the more reactor cells you have, the more energy you're going to produce. And placing them next to each other makes basically more energy, but also makes more heat. So then to mitigate heat, we have coolers, right? So we're going to get a few of them. And the design that I have looked up has 4 glowstone and 8 lapis coolers. And basically they're not too bad to make. There's a bunch of different types. You need to learn how to make lapis blocks today, I learned. There's a bunch of different types of coolers, right? Each with different stats, right? Different cooling rates for different costs, right? And you can see like water is pretty cheap, right? Gold is, you know, better. Superconducting supercooler, I don't even know if that goes in there, right? Magnesium, cryothium looks like a pretty good one, right? All different variable amounts of stuff, right? And then the last thing we can have is graphite blocks. And what these are is these things are, yeah, they make it more efficient, but for more heat. It makes it basically produce more power. So I'm not entirely sure exactly like what the most efficient way to do something is. So I'm going to make a quick and dirty 5x5 nuclear reactor and see what we can come up with. Does that sound like a reasonable request? So like, let's center it on this guy again. Cool. And are you tile entities? I think we learned last time we messed with this mod that you are, aren't you? Oh, no, you're not. Sweet. Good job. Good job, mod. So this is on surface mode, right? So we are clearly going to need more of you, like a stack more. Cool. We'll just make it, because it's not terribly expensive. It's mostly lead and boron and lithium and tough alloy and things that we mostly have, right? So if you're in surface mode, well, nah, you're cool. But what I could do is turn off connected surface. Nice. And then we just need a few more of those fission doohickeys. Fission reactor casings. We can help this out a little bit, right? Now we're cooking. See? Tick accelerators. Gonna play a role in the future. I just have to figure out how. I'd like to avoid tick accelerating any applied energistics blocks. I feel like that might be a bad time for us. But that said, okay. So essentially what we do is we fill this thing with like the stuff that we want to have in here. So the design, and if you go on the FTB wiki, there's a bunch of designs that like people have submitted for different things. And this looks like a decent one, I guess. I don't actually know, because I don't know what I'm doing yet. But the graphite, remember, has to touch the cells, right? And then we have glowstone in the middle, so these guys should be cooling. And I guess there's nothing in the middle of this particular design. Cool. Actually, no, undo that. Because you went ahead and put stuff there, didn't you? Yeah. If I turned off fuzzy mode, it wouldn't do that? Yeah, see, it didn't. But let's just be extra safe. Cool. And then the controller itself is what starts the whole party. Cool. Casing incomplete. So I assume it's because I don't have any kind of input-output stuff and no RF production stuff. So I didn't look at those yet, but that's a rough idea of what the casing needs to look like. So what other fission blocks are involved here? Fission ports. Oh, right. One of these days I'll remember that those two things are not friends. Fission controller, fission reactor port. But not the top or bottom sides. If a controller is attached, inventory and energy can be accessed by automation through this block. Okay. So I don't know what's super involved in use. So like, let's start with one. And I don't know if we can, you know, access all of everything through the same block, or if it's like we want different ones. But let's put you guys away so that you have most of what you need. Right? Because it needs fission reactor stuff already, so that's cool. So you should cook up nice and quick, and boom. And this is where we're going to need uranium, by the way. And since we're going to be using IC2 uranium, we also want uranium suit, right? Casing incomplete. Casing incomplete. Fission ports. Fission controller. Let's see. Are you going to tell me what's incomplete about it? Because you look pretty complete to me. Do you need more than one of those things? See, yeah, there's a part I'm not super sure about, right? So let's see. Why you might say casing incomplete. There we go. I figured it out. Yes, I was looking at the wiki, and yeah. So you don't want reactor casings in the corners, right? So if it's a 3x3 internal, you basically 3x3 on all the outer edges of it, but you don't put in the corners. So it's not a 5x5 external. It's kind of a 5x5 external, but not really. And then your fission controller goes outside, so like that. Can I put you like here? Is that valid? Looks like it. So that's cool. So we can have, look at that. Those numbers are pretty even, aren't they? That's cool. I mean, it's probably, okay, no, wait, net heat gain. So that's probably because there's nothing in it, you know, power-wise at the moment. So now we're going to want, like, uranium, right? So we want this stuff. Can I make 32 of you at the moment? Well, it looks like we can, so like, let's do it. But here's the thing, right? We can't pick this up unless we're wearing a radiation suit from, whatchamacallit, so a hazmat suit, right? Interesting. Light radiation shielding. I wonder if this protects you from IC2 or not. Like, I know for sure we're going to want something like this going on, right? And let's get some plastic cooking. Plastic. Rubber. Let me just a stack of you. That might be the guy that's in here at the moment. No, I have green dye in there, so I don't know why plastic wasn't behaving, but you guys can cook up fast enough, right? Like, part of me wonders if I can put radiation shielding on... So light radiation shielding, medium radiation shielding, heavy radiation shielding. Do you think that would work if we put this... Because that'll protect me. That's the hazmat suit from NuclearCraft, which is cool. But it looks like you can apply it to any armor, right? So can I apply that to my existing armor? Like this stuff? It says I can. But then the question is it going to work? Is it going to work? Medium and light. Should we try it? I kind of want to try it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be careful and just do what I know is going to work because we're pretty much at the wrapping up point for the episode and I want to see this thing run. And I might need a lever. I forget if I need a lever. So we'll do this for now because we know this works. And then next episode we'll try the thing, right? So are you actually producing power? Like how's this? Oh, look, you do have access. Okay, cool. That's neat. So I can put it right in here, right? So you've got your fuel. You're producing no heat. Power gen, that. Efficiency, that. Fuel remaining 79 seconds. Not bad, right? Net heat gen. So we're definitely cooling a lot more than we're heating. And that. Energy stored. And our heat level, right? Oh, net heat gen is 387. So that's interesting. So we definitely want more cooling in there, right? So what did I do? I did lapis and glowstone coolers, right? So lapis and glowstone. So that's 120. And that's 100, right? So we need a bit more cooling. Right, now apparently, if we got a redstone comparator of some kind, you'll emit a redstone signal. When things are getting dangerous. And it occurs to me that there's a lever that's right there that may cause some issues. No, it's fine. It's fine. Rating is fine. We definitely need to wrap up, so I want to wrap up the episode here, but I definitely want to see if this works. So Wii U, okay, cool. Right, so theoretically, when your heat gets too high, above 50%, I believe is the number, is when we'll start getting, okay, cool, look, that's the redstone level. That's heat, right? So the hotter it gets, redstone signal emits. Okay. So that's cool. So we definitely need more cooling in there, right? So right now we've got lapis, which is 100. And so we could make cryothium coolers, right? Could we make like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those and just see? I want to see the numbers be better, and then we'll be cool. Does that sound cool? Like, let's get 12 cryothium coolers. So I'm going to teach you how to make those. So you shouldn't have too bad of a job ahead of you. Right? You guys should be groovy. Nice. Mob farm for the win. 12 cryothium coolers. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to break into this dude, okay, who's not currently running, right? So hopefully it's not a bad idea to drop into this thing. Just dropping in for a visit, guys. Don't mind me. Okay, and we'll put cryothium coolers. And they should have a better cooling rate than the lapis and glowstone that we've got, right? Interesting that your power is 15. Net heat gen. Isn't that a higher number than it was a minute ago? Explain. 120, 140. Oh, glowstone touches active moderators. Lapis must touch reactor cell, and one casing must touch at least 2 reactor cells. Oh, so we have to actually... Let's change that real quick. So glowstone has to stay in the middle, because that's where the moderators are. Got it. So the coolers have different rules. Interesting. And you have to touch... The cryothium has to touch 2 reactor cells, which they all are, because there's reactor cells in all the corners. So they should all be valid. So now we should have a better time. Hey, look at that. Net heat gen is 67. Super close. Super close to being cool enough. Is there anything that's better than 140? Not really. Unless it's like active cooling, right? I got to imagine cryothium is like the best cooler you can get, right? But still, like, that's pretty darn close to what we want. Right? So a diamond cooler uses active cooling. Interesting. There's a lot of rules around these, which is cool. Interesting. 2 cells. 1 gold cooler. These are neat. 1 reactor cell and 1 active moderator. That one would be tricky to get. But that would be nice, because that would... I'm looking for something that can do a little better than glowstone. But these are interesting. This is cool, actually. Like, I kind of dig this whole idea of how this works. I don't know. Let's play with it more next episode. But we've got depleted uranium nuclear fuel, which is what we wanted, right? Because now we can turn this into plutonium, which then we can use to make this plutonium, which then we can use to make MOX fuel, which then we can use to make all kinds of good stuff. And it's also this that we need to make plutonium blocks with. Sweet. So we are making progress. The only thing we're doing is completely wasting all the energy that you're producing. I don't even know how much RF a tick you're making. 12,732 RF a tick, apparently. And we have a little bit of heat gain, but I'm going to see if I can make that better between episodes. For now, Darwell20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.